Good evening and welcome to the Email Marketing Quickstart webinar. It's being brought to you by the Buffalo Niagara chapter of SCORE and our presenter, SCORE volunteer and experienced business partner, Arba Cooper. I'm SCORE Workshop Coordinator Ted Galanowitz and am pleased to serve again as your host. And I'm supported by Administrative Volunteer Thon Ho. This session is being recorded and the recording link will be emailed to all registrants by tomorrow. Also, we will make available to you a PDF copy of the presentation slides, and this will be offered to all registrants. All attendee microphones will be muted during the presentation. If and when you have a question, an answer to a question, or a comment during the presentation, please use the chat box or the Q&A function. The Q&A and chat box items will be addressed as appropriate during the presentation. Also, our presenter will leave time at the end of her presentation for questions. I will be monitoring these areas during the presentation. With reference to the chat box, I'm now going to request that all attendees click on the chat box and enter your name and your business. This is going to help us with attendance. All attendees will be receiving an evaluation form within 48 hours after this evening's presentation. You'll be getting that via email. We ask you to please complete the form and return it via email. These evaluation return information, all of that is very important to us in helping us to improve the workshops and the presentations that are made by Buffalo Niagara SCORE. Before introducing our presenter, I'd like to let you know that this webinar is part of SCORE's commitment to provide the success of to promote the success of small businesses. We do this by providing online informational resources, SCORE and training events and one-on-one mentoring. SCORE is the volunteer arm of the Small Business Administration, and we've got hundreds of chapters and thousands of unpaid volunteers throughout the United States. Our Buffalo chapter has about 70 members, many of whom do mentoring. Our mentoring is free and it is confidential. Most of our educational events are free. Contact us at buffaloniagara.score.org and also at our national website, score.org. Please note that over the next few weeks, our Buffalo Niagara chapter will be presenting the following webinars. On October 20th, a webinar on holiday online marketing. On October the 22nd, a Microsoft Basic Windows 10 webinar. On October 27th, a webinar on WordPress, the open source software. On November the 5th, a simple recipe for social media success, and that presentation will be made by our presenter who is doing tonight's presentation. On November 11th, our Microsoft partners will present a webinar on Microsoft Teams for virtual meetings. And on November 12th, we will have a webinar on small business tax considerations and recent tax changes. You can register for any of these events at buffaloniagara.score.org. And now I'd like to go to our presenter, Arba Cooper. And Arba, let me just pass the microphone and the controls to you at this point. Thanks for doing this presentation, by the way.
My pleasure, and thank you, Ted, for being such a good host. So, I see some names on here that are attending this webinar again, so that means that I didn't scare you off from the first one, and I thank you for attending again. As I mentioned in the last webinar, I don't have a tendency to directly read my slides that have a lot of information on them. I trust that you can all read that, and you will all get copies of the slides. And actually a bonus for attending this presentation and the future ones from Constant Contact is that you will also get my speaker notes, because Constant Contact has some awesome webinars, and all I have to do is really read the script and add in my own comments. So the main gist of what you'll see here is that I have years of experience, which allows me to be able to present this to you and also add any of my insight to the information. And what I can personally tell you is I have used Constant Contact since I started my business, since I started my wedding business, where I had a small magazine. It was a small magazine, but I printed 1,000 copies in the Atlanta area. I'm sorry, not 1,000, 10,000. 10,000 copies that I distributed in Atlanta. And Constant Contact was the lifeblood of my business. I sent weekly emails to the brides that registered on my website, as well as all of the advertisers in my magazine. I was able to segment my list and do a lot, and it just really leaped my business by using Constant Contact. So I am currently a certified Constant Contact partner, which allows me to do these webinars for you and also offer some great incentives. So let's get started. So in this session, we're going to talk about how to grow your email list of contacts to send to, then write the content of your email, and how you can add in supporting visuals to capture attention. Then we'll talk about how to create your call to action, and I'll provide some examples and best practices. And lastly, we'll talk about how to finalize and send your email. And again, do not feel that you need to wait until the end of my presentation to ask any questions. If any of you that have seen me do a workshop in person, you know I'm a very personable, interactive person. So doing these webinars, I don't mind questions, because that lets me know that you're actually out there and I'm not just talking to a screen. So just want to put that out there. All right. So what is the #1 app on smartphones? Actually, go ahead and type something in the chat box. Any of you that just take a guess what you think is the #1 app on smartphones. I got Facebook, email, Facebook weather, Facebook camera. Okay. Get my thing working. Email. More than half of all emails are opened on a mobile device. More people own a mobile phone than own a computer, which means there's huge opportunities for success through email. Now, email marketing is hard to beat. How many of you check your email first thing when you wake up or last thing before you go to bed? Just give me a yes, because I can see the names that are in there. So all you got to do is just say yes. If you check it, if you are one of those that check it first thing in the morning or last thing when you wake up, a lot of yeses there. That's probably why you all are on this webinar, because you realize the value of it. This is a daily routine for many people, like brushing your teeth. Email works because it brings you to where your customers are. Email marketing is reliable. It's where everyone is these days, for everything from updates from your bank or service providers to messages from family or friends, and of course, promotional messages from businesses you subscribe to. Why email? Well, it's clear that email is everywhere, but what does this mean for your business? It's like funny, this is going slower than I'm talking. Email marketing has 3 times the conversion rate as social media. So the time you spend to create and send an email will reap higher rewards. For every $1 spent on email marketing, there is a $44 average return on investment, which means the money you spend on your email marketing budget will come back to you multiple times over. And again, I can tell you from my personal experience, the cost of email marketing is so minimal, but it just takes time. It takes time and effort. And any business that you're trying to achieve certain goals, it's going to take you time and effort. So let's talk at a high level on some ways you can grow your list to have more people to send to. There are a variety of ways people can sign up to your email list, but the best way to get permission is for them to explicitly say yes to receiving emails from you. They may verbally request to receive your emails, check a box to sign up during the checkout process, or take action to sign up through an online form. Regardless of how they sign up, they need to know that they're going to receive emails from you. Getting permission is important, and there are a variety of ways you can do it and tools that will help you along the way. So let's talk about all the ways you can get people to sign up and give you that permission. I emphasize getting permission because nobody likes to be spammed. Think back to the last time you signed up for an email list, and more specifically, how you signed up. Maybe you were in a store making a purchase and they asked you, or maybe you saw a link to sign up on their Facebook page. Just type in the chat box the last time you may have signed up, if any of you, because the question is, sometimes people say, oh, they don't sign up for email lists. But then again, there are some that do sign up for email lists because you really do want to get more information about something. I see that Susie said from an online form. Is there anyone else that signs up? Do maybe they, have you maybe been to an event and signed up on their list? We only have one person, Susie, who says an online form. Well, okay. Log sheet from an event. That's what Kathy said. Okay. So let's talk about how you can get people to sign up. Whoop. These are just a few common ways that people may subscribe to your email list. Ideally, you'll want to use a variety of methods to get people to sign up. So when you're thinking about the places you want people to sign up, think about these 3 categories: in person, online, and print. For in-person interactions, it's really anywhere you're interacting with current and potential customers or supporters. Just remember to ask people if they want to receive your emails. You'll want to ask people when they make a purchase, while you're helping someone on the phone or in person. And don't forget about events, trade shows, or even networking opportunities. Put in the chat box for any of you that actually have an actual, I hate using the term brick and mortar, but a physical. If you have a business with a physical location, go ahead and put that in the chat box. Because I know many times if you don't have a physical location, some of these methods may not work for you. If you do have a physical location, you could use a paper sign-up form and then later add them into your account. Or better yet, you can use an app. My thing is, oh, here it's scrolling. Sorry. You can use an app on your phone or your tablet and collect these email addresses. That's especially using a tablet at an event show is really great, because then you can put them right into your email database right from your tablet. Most apps will sync the sign-up forms directly into your account. Plus, you won't have to worry about trying to read anyone's handwriting. Also, when you use an app to let people subscribe, their permission is already documented for you. You can use an app directly from your computer, tablet, or smartphone. Apps are available in the Constant Contact marketplace. So again, anytime you interact with current and potential clients, be sure to ask them to sign up. Let's move on to the next category. Not all customers, clients, or leads may see you online. So we also need to take our physical presence into consideration. Think about where people see you in the physical world. You want to share a way to sign up with signage at a location, on business cards, on your flyers, brochures, direct mail, or even car wraps, window decals, anything that they may see or hold. Constant Contact has a great feature that allows people to see a message on a physical object and join your list via text. It's included and it's easy to use. They can go from seeing a message to joining your list without you lifting a finger. And we talked a little bit about that in my last webinar about the text to join. Now think about all the ways that people can or should find you online. Now this is the longest list. One place to allow people to sign up is your website. Typically, people will stay on a website for about 15 seconds. So ideally, you'll want to use a form that pops up at just the right time to catch their attention. Next is social media, which is a great opportunity to grow your list. Facebook has a Constant Contact app that you can add to your page profile. For other platforms, you can share a link to a sign-up form in your post or include it in your account profile page so that it's always accessible. You can even run a Facebook or Instagram list growth campaign right from Constant Contact. Now, you should have listings on a variety of other sites, such as Google My Business, Yelp, Angie's List, and more. Make sure there is a way to capture emails from people that leave comments or reviews. You'll also want to think about your emails where you're directly conversing or answering questions with current and potential customers. Make sure to add a link to your sign-up form in your email signature. Oh, give me a moment. If you offer any kind of online purchase, be sure to allow sign up during the checkout process. You should have this option within whatever shopping cart or payment tool you use. Constant Contact can also help you with a landing page campaign where you can offer something valuable such as a PDF document or discount code in return for their email address. One of the attendees tonight is one of my clients, and that's Dr. Will. And I know that we have discussed several of these methods where with the online purchase, asking them to join the website and offering different downloads. So can some of you put in the comment in the chat? I just want to take a moment and see if any of you are currently using any of these methods. Share with us what methods you're using, because you should be using something, or after tonight, you will be. William said, yay, I'm the teacher's pet. Debbie said websites and events. Bruce, never knew how till now. Well, that's what you're here for. Anyone else? All right. So now we've covered the 3 ways to grow your email list and the different ways within each to ask people to sign up. Remember to be sure to obtain each of your clients' permission before mailing to them. You can save time. Oops, I just went ahead to. You can save time and gain their permission easily by using the online tools and sign-up forms. And there's one more person, Kathy said she gets some from trade shows. The bonus, I don't know if I mentioned that already, with this slide deck, you will all get a copy of these slides, and there are some links that are going to be in the notes that you can get more information. So it's just a wealth of information that Constant Contact provides that you can, beyond this webinar. All right, now let's talk about how to write your content and add eye-catching visuals to support your message. First impressions matter. When someone opens your email, they'll give it a 2-second glance, then either read on or delete. What they see is going to determine what they do next. Maybe you want them to visit your website or register for an event or donate to your nonprofit or try a new product. This is where a professional looking email designed to drive action is crucial. Go ahead and type in the chat if anyone is a nonprofit. Just so I'll make sure either to emphasize that more or keep it moving if anyone does have a nonprofit business. And my comment I always tell people is that unless you're making money, you have a nonprofit business. But Debbie, she does have a nonprofit. Okay. All right. And Susie says, I represent nonprofits as well as for-profit business. Well, that's great, because there's going to be information in tonight's webinar that's going to apply to profit and nonprofit. So you all get something out of it. All right. First and foremost, we want consistency. You want a similar look and feel, as people won't spend much time reading an email. So we want to establish brand right away. This is a master template that you can create and reuse, always making a copy of the master to send out emails. The master template would include these 7 elements, as you see. These elements ensure that your email looks like your brand and includes details that encourage your audience to take action. A master template like this is really the first step in helping you to create consistently great-looking emails in a short amount of time. Now, you can save time because you can save time because when you use your master template as a starting point and plug in the content that's specific to each email campaign. And so you see that you only need to change those 5 elements. Changing the subject line and pre-header text, adding a supporting image, your message body text, and a call to action in the copy of the template. That covers the master template. And next, I'll show you more later. For many businesses, it can be challenging knowing how to create and write email content while you're making sure it's perfect to send to your customers or supporters. That's why we'll be talking about how to create your email campaign beyond the basics. I'll show you how to add in your text and all the elements that make your emails great. So before we talk about what to put in your emails, I want to touch base on the fact that not all your emails should be promotions to sell your products or services or to ask for donations. No one likes to be sold to all the time. You're going to want a variety of different types of emails that keep your business or organization top of mind. That's really what branding is all about. With email marketing, you want to build a relationship with your audience that over time encourages them to continue doing business with you. That's why you'll want to include a mixture of time-based and informational emails. Time-based emails are when you have time-sensitive information like your sales, promotions, or events. Informational emails focus on sharing information that helps you to connect with your readers. This is where you can provide valuable content that helps to support your products and services and keeps people in the know about what you do. When you start creating your email campaign, you can follow whatever flow works best for you. In this instance, we've created our master template so the from and the reply email addresses are already set up within our header information. When we create each email campaign, we will need to change out the subject line and the pre-header text to fit whatever topic the email is about. So you have to get creative to entice your readers. What I did when I had my wedding business is, of course, my title or my subject was different when I was sending emails to my brides as opposed to the emails I was sending to my advertisers. So let's talk about some techniques you can use to spark your creativity to write your subject lines. Okay, here I'm going to provide a variety of subject lines you might choose. First, you can try using you or your to make your email feel more personal to your audience. Plus, you might also consider personalizing your subject line with each contact's name or other contact details to try to catch their attention. One example subject line might look something like, John, schedule your consultation today. Another option is to create a sense of urgency. An example here is, last chance, register by Friday. Another ideal is to make your readers laugh with a joke or a pun. In this case, an example might be, read between the wines. You can also try to pull at their heartstrings by using an emotional subject line like, take 5 minutes to help children in need. It would be really great if they could add audio to these emails, because then you could it would sound like I'm reading them. Maybe that's futuristic. But another strategy is try piquing their interest and tease them a bit with something such as, you won't want to miss this. Another ideal is to be inquisitive and ask your readers a question with a headline such as, are your investments working for your business? And last but not least, try incorporating numbers. Numbers attract attention as our brains are naturally drawn to digits. So try something like 5 tips for perfectly grilled ribs. And I'm hungry right now. Any of these ideas that I've shared can be adjusted to work for any type of business. So try these different types of subject lines out over time to see what works best for your audience. Looks like I have a question. What are your thoughts on using emoticons in subject line? My thoughts is you have to know your audience. Just like there's all of these different creative subject lines, the more you get to know your audience or what your email is promoting, then you use your judgment with the emoticons. Okay. Now that you have some creative ideas for your subject lines, but there are also a couple of things you'll want to avoid. For instance, you don't want to type your subject in all caps. As people say, all caps sounds like you're screaming. You don't want to use excessive punctuation or use too many symbols. Don't mislead people using RE. RE is usually like responding to or yeah, I think it's in response to. In your subject line infers there's been an ongoing conversation, and there hasn't if you're sending them a business email. These types of things can land your email in a spam folder. So keep them in mind so your customers actually get to see your message in their inbox. And there's a link. There's going to be a link in the presentation material that you'll get with even more information of where they got this data from, the don'ts. Now let's talk about another section of your header information, and that's the pre-header text. Pre-header text displays right after or below the subject line within the inbox. The pre-header is where you can add a little context to the content of your email without sharing the answer. We recommend writing pre-header text that is just between 5 to 8 words. Just keep in mind that all email programs and devices will show different lengths of your pre-header. So just make sure the most important information is at the very beginning. You could use your email's pre-header text in a variety of ways, whether you add your call to action, preview content, or even add a sense of urgency to your email. Just remember to use it as an extension of your subject line. So, did somebody say, can we see some examples? Sure, I'll show you some examples. So let's see how we could pair the pre-header text with the subject line examples that I gave you before. The first subject line said, John, schedule your consultation today. Now the pre-header text expanded on that to say, personalized tips to lead a happy life. The pre-header text for this example lets the reader know what they'll get out of their consultation. The second example, this subject line said, last chance, register by Friday. The pre-header text expands on that sense of urgency to provide a call to action that they should register soon so they don't miss out. In this next example, the subject was read between the lines, something that should catch their attention with a sense of humor. The pre-header text says, enter your photo for a chance to win big. It lets the reader know a little more about what is in the email. The next subject line, pulling at the reader's heartstrings by saying, take 5 minutes to help children in need. In the pre-header text, they again provided more details to entice people to take action by saying, $10 can provide a child with school supplies. How many of you have gotten those kind of emails? I know I have, and out comes my purse. Or in this case, everything's online, so you do it all PayPal. All right. In this next subject line, they pique the reader's interest with, you won't want to miss this. It's vague enough that the pre-header text, get our 3 secrets to growing your business, expands just a little more to let people know that they'll get some great information by reading the email. Now, let's go back to the subject line asking a question. Are your investments working for your business? It gets the reader thinking, and then seeing the pre-header, which says 3 questions to ask to maximize your results, lets them know how they'll benefit by reading the email. And you notice that some of these pre-header is actually using the method of using numbers, because that also lets people know, oh, I could read this email real quick. It only has like 3 things in it or 5 things in it. So the last example, as I was saying, talks about numbers. 5 tips for perfectly grilled yum yum ribs. The pre-header text that was paired with it says, ribs that will knock your socks off. It should make the reader think, oh, okay, these tips might be great. I definitely need to see what this email says. So at this point, you've seen some examples that will hopefully inspire you to write great subject lines and pre-header text that will encourage your audience to open and take action in your emails. As you can see, you can use a variety of strategies to craft the perfect subject line and pre-header text that will catch your reader's attention. Now, let's move on to talk about the body of the email.
Yes, there is a message from Susie here. I don't know if you saw that. What are your thoughts on using emotions in the subject line?
Wake up, Ted. Yes, I already answered that one.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Well, I'm just added emphasis.
I appreciate it, but thanks for looking out for me.
Absolutely.
Okay. At least I know somebody's, well, at least I know you're there. Everybody, you're not listening, but at least you're there. Oh, I like interaction. Anyway, every email needs an image or a supporting visual. Your image needs to be inspiring and help your customers, prospects, and supporters connect with your message and also entice them to take action. It's usually best to utilize real photos from your business to help better tell your story and inform readers about your products and services. Plus, you won't have to worry about copyright issues trying to find images on stock photo sites. Most cell phones are able to capture great images, so encourage yourself to capture things that are happening at your business or organization. Think about your events, the end results of a project, and of course, your own products and services. These all make great photo opportunities for your organization. You should all get in the habit of taking photos on a regular basis and upload them into your Constant Contact library. That way, you'll have a continual flow of new images, and you can pick the perfect image for each email message. Now, if you don't have that, or you don't think your business is all that exciting and you need more images, you can find free and paid stock images directly in your Constant Contact account. The most important thing with stock images is to make sure they support your message and add value to your message. And of course, you want to make sure you have permission to use the image in the first place. I just want to personally tell you, do not go perusing Google and thinking that you can find an image that you like and just right click and copy it and use it in your material. I personally got a cease and desist. This was back in the day when I didn't know any better, where I saw a perfect image I liked and I used it in one of my newsletters, and I got a letter from a lawyer that that was a copyrighted image. So I'll tell you firsthand that you don't want that to happen. And the second is that once I learned that, I started doing bridal shows. I would do bridal shows and networking events. And because my advertisers were caterers and DJs and consultants, wedding consultants, I always made sure that I had a photographer at all of my events, and I would just do a trade out of giving the photographer free advertising so that they would take pictures of my events. So therefore, I always had my database of photos. Visuals are an essential part of your emails. Just keep in mind that videos, just keep in mind, videos as well as animated GIFs can also make great visuals to use in place of images in your emails. These are additional ways to help you build relationships and make connections with your readers. Using videos in an email can boost open rates by 8 times. Just be sure to add the word video in the subject line to further increase your open rate. The other option for visuals is to add an animated GIF. If you're not sure what an animated GIF is, it is a way to add movement to your emails, like this example on the right. You can use a GIF to create a slideshow effect with multiple images, or even show a quick snippet of a video. Stats show that emails with GIFs typically get a 12% higher return on investment over those without GIFs. So I definitely suggest using a variety of different kinds of visuals in your emails. Images, videos, and GIFs can be easily added to your constant contact email campaigns and can help you to engage people and encourage them to take action. And yes, I hear you out there. I am psychic. You're saying, well, how do I do a GIF? There is going to be links in the presentation that you'll get with information on how to create GIFs. Now, once you've added in a supporting visual, you'll need to figure out what to write in the body of your email. Whew, we've gotten this far and don't even have the content yet. This is one of the things that seems to trip people up the most, knowing what to say and how to say it. Let me provide a structure you can use that will encourage people to take action. I'm going to break it down into 3 questions you'll want to answer for the type of business or organization you have. The first set of questions is for any of you who are for-profit business. The first question is, what are you offering? From a design perspective, this is your headline, and its goal is to stop the reader, pique their interest, and make them want to read more. That leads them into the next part, which is your message body. For this, you want to answer the question, how will it help the reader? This is where you want to provide some details that entice people to take action. Typically, you only need 3 to 5 sentences, but make sure you provide just enough information to give your reader the information they need. The third question is for the call to action. And we talked about that in my last presentation, all the different types of call to action. For this, you want to answer, what should they do next? Tell them specifically what it is you want them to do, and make sure the call to action is easy to find and click on within your email. You might ask them to make a purchase, schedule a consultation, or even get more information. This simple formula will help you to write your email's text, and these 3 questions will work for any for-profit business. So next, since I know that we have a couple of nonprofit on the line, these questions are different. They'll be a little different for nonprofits. In this case, you'll want to use these questions. For your headline, you'll want to answer, What are you trying to accomplish? Then in your message body, you'll want to answer, why should the reader care? This is where you want to elaborate on the problem and provide details that explain why they matter to your reader. Then for the call to action, you'll want to answer, how can the reader get involved? Invite them to take part in solving the problem and helping your cause. Your call to action could be feed a hungry child, give clean water, or even something like stop the hate. We're going to talk more about your call to action in a few minutes. At this point, we've covered what to put in the body of your email campaign. And before we move on, I just want to touch base on how important it is to just keep your emails simple. Before I go on, let me get a pulse for those of you. Do you feel thus far that this is simple? The breakdown, the way that I'm breaking down how to create an email, does this make it alleviate your anxiety a little? Just let me know your thoughts. Or do you, Bruce says looking good. Oh, I'm getting a lot. Yes, kiss. William, kiss. Yeah. Susie, yes, this all makes sense. Thanks. And Yolanda, yes. Good. Okay. So simplicity makes an email easy to read and quicker for you to create each email. In order to inspire your readers to take action, you've got to keep your emails short and sweet. When you copy your master template, you really only need to add a picture, a paragraph, and your call to action. That's it. That's how you're going to create successful emails for your business in a timely manner. William says, keep it. Oh, William corrects. KISS means keep it simple, sir. Well, what happened to ma'am? Sister. Maybe keep it simple, sister, or keep it simple, sir. But definitely not stupid. Let's see. When you copy, yes, so that's how you're going to create successful emails for your business in a timely manner. Now that you know how to add the content of your email, let's move on to the next section. Let's talk about how to call attention to the action you want them to take. A call to action, or CTA, is what is used to drive your email reader to take action. I mean, that's the whole point. Whether it's to sign up, to volunteer, or to make a purchase, your call to action is what's going to help you to reach your goals. Every email you send should include at least one call to action. Even if it's as simple as driving people to your website to find out more information, or to read your blog, or to simply see your list of products or services. In your email, you'll want to include a button with actionable words that link directly to where people can go to take action. There are probably a million different call to actions you could have and different ways you can approach them. But let's take a look at a few different examples based on different goals you might have. The examples I'm going to share in the next couple of slides are going to be the text that goes on your button. If you want people to make a purchase or get involved with your organization, your call to action might be, order yours today. They're going fast, get yours. Schedule a consultation, or even donate now if you're a nonprofit. Do you like how I changed my voice? Just trying to keep you all engaged. In these examples, you could link to an online scheduling tool or direct them to the page where they can buy your product or service. Your call to action can be as simple as you want, or you can get creative. Again, just let people know what you want them to do. This next set of examples are great if you're going to give your audience a deal. They might click a button that says save now, or you might have your button say what your deal is, like this one to buy now and get 10% off. You could also have them click to claim a coupon, or even something that goes along with a holiday and ask them to unwrap their surprise deal. Think about pairing your call to action with a coupon in your email and explain the limitations or exclusions to your offer as well. For anything like this, you can link to a page where they can make a reservation or take advantage of your offer. And we briefly talked about that in my last webinar. We talked about a landing page. And a landing page is a specific page on your website. When you're sending someone an offer or you're saying save now or any of this, you don't want to send them to the home page of your site. You want to send them to that specific page that has that offer. Excuse me. Now let's move on to the next set of examples. If you want to grow your social reach and promote your channels, for this you might want to ask them to be your friend, like you on Facebook, ask, are you following us? Or even get more specific and ask them, share a photo on Instagram. What that means is you could have a contest on Instagram and ask people to share photos of their favorite menu items at the restaurant. They link their button, and then they link their button to their Instagram page. It's a great way to grow your list. Now, another common goal small businesses have is to gather feedback and reviews. In this case, your call to action might be, tell us how we did. Do you love us? Tell us. Or even have 5 minutes, leave a review. In these examples, your button would need to link to a review site of your preference. Just think about a site that's easy to use and where a lot of your clients or customers will search for you. Let's take a look at a few more examples. These are great if you want to obtain event registrations. Of course, they can be as simple as register now. Or you can get a little more creative and have your button say something like, count me in, save my spot, I'll be there, or even don't miss this event. You can use the RSVP block in Constant Contact to allow users to respond with, I'll be there, maybe, or I can't make it. As you can see, you have a lot of different options for writing the text on your emails button for the call to action. The really good thing about the RSVP block is at least that way, again, you're getting some kind of interaction, some kind of response to know that people are opening and reading your emails. Oh, also, I wanted to make a note too, is that if people RSVP, you can then segment them to the people that said, if they said maybe or I can't make it, then you can do a follow-up email to them and said, I noticed that you were interested in my last event. You weren't able to make it, maybe you can make this one. So you send a different type of follow-up email to them. Okay, now let's talk about the other part of creating a successful call to action. That is linking your button. In most cases, you're going to want to link your button so that people can take action directly from your email. Whether they need to find out more information on the topic, register for the event, volunteer, or make a purchase. When you link your button, it's really important that you link them to the exact page where where they can complete that action or get the needed information. You don't want to link them to a general page, talked about that before, where they have to figure out what you want them to do. The chances of them completing that action decreases when they have to do the searching. At this point, you have some great ideas to create a successful call to action. So let's move on. Let's talk about how we tie it all together. When you're ready to create your next email, don't forget to add in a supporting visual. Also remember, there are 3 questions that will help you to write your email's text. I think it's time for a pop quiz. Can anybody in the chat tell me one of the questions? I want to see if you all are still awake out there, still listening. What's one of the questions you need to ask? What are you offering? Rhonda says, what are you offering? Anybody else? Well, looks like Rhonda's the only one that's awake. Okay. Oh, Bruce. Oh, now they're coming in. Bruce says, how will it help? Rhonda also says, how will it help? Susie, why should the reader care? And Donna, how will it help the reader? Oh, good. You all are learning. All right. Here they are. If you're in business to make money, you'll want to ask yourself, what are you offering? That answer serves as the headline text of your email. Then for the message body, you'll answer, how will it help the reader? And then for the button, which is your call to action, you'll answer the question, what should they do next? Now, if you're a nonprofit, the questions look a little different. You'll want to ask, what are you trying to accomplish? This is the large headline text of your email. Then for your message body text, you want to let the readers know why they should care. And then also don't forget to use your call to action button to tell your reader how can they get involved. So let's recap. First, you must answer 3 important questions. Second, every email should have a call to action that's going to help you reach your goal. Remember, that third question will help you to set up the text on your button. Lastly, always use the preview feature in Constant Contact to send yourself a test copy of your email. It's important to test out your links and make sure that everything is displaying as you intended before sending to your entire list. All these tips, including the use of a master template, will help you to create great looking emails quickly and make sure they're successful. Now, as I begin to wrap up, I want to share a bit more about Constant Contact. As we mentioned before, Constant Contact is a national partner of SCORE. So that's what allows us to do these presentations and offer these promotions. Constant Contact has all the tools and tips you need to make your online marketing more effective. Whether it's creating great looking email marketing campaigns with welcome emails, list join tools, and automation. Actually, before I go on, how many, let me know in the chat window if you heard about Constant Contact prior to this webinar. And as you answered that, I just want to let you know that I meant to look it up, how many years. Constant Contact has been around for years, but over time, oh, great. There's a lot of answers in here. Yes, 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 that you heard of Constant Contact. Well, over the last couple of years, because I've used Constant Contact, like I said, I started using it like in 2003. But over these last couple of years, Constant Contact has gotten real aggressive with the small business market. And what they realized is that a lot of people want to do email marketing, but the number one thing you need for email marketing is an email list. And so unless you have the foundation to be able to collect those emails, then you can't do the emails. So that's why they added websites. Yes, you can create simple websites, easily build an awesome website with all the essentials with Constant Contact. Then you can also run Google, Facebook, or Instagram ads to get more website traffic, find new customers on social media, or build your email marketing list. You can even manage your social media, make posts, reply, and view deep analytics to help you make the right decision. On top of that, they added a logo maker. So you can create a beautiful logo for your brand. Now, I will tell you, it's not going to be the type of logo that you would pay a graphic designer, hundreds of dollars for, but it's enough to get you started, and it's all in the tool. And finally, you can build an online store to promote your products and track inventory, even across multiple digital storefronts. Constant Contact has all the tools, features, and expert guidance to help you succeed, all in one place. Oh, before I go there, and if that's not enough, I forgot to add that in my notes. If that's not enough, they now offer free marketing consultation. So if you sign up at any level with a Constant Contact service, you will get a phone call from one of their marketing consultants that will help you to figure out how to achieve your marketing goals. So Constant Contact is built to simplify the complex and confusing tasks of marketing and ideal. As a Constant Contact certified partner, I can help you bring it to life by offering promotional discounts. And as I mentioned, a Constant Contact marketing coach will also reach out to help you. I've put on this slide upcoming webinars, and I am happy to announce to you that this is going to be modified. Ted and I talked prior to this webinar that Constant Contact is constantly sending us partners training material to do more webinars. And so we are going to add another webinar in between these two. Actually, Ted, I had agreed to November 23rd, but I think I'm going to change it to November 24th, because who wants to do a webinar on a Monday? There's no chance to remind people. So let's change it to November 24th, which is a Tuesday. But I'd like to get an idea from you all on this call. We are thinking about, because I'll have, as I've told you all before, I work full time during the day, which is why I do these evening webinars. But I'm going to be off that week. Oh, I forgot to even tell you what the, oh, I'm sorry. I changed it on this slide, but now I need to change it back. The webinar that I'm going to offer on the 24th is the 5 last minute holiday marketing ideas. And I've already previewed that slide deck, and it's awesome. It talks about how to get attention for Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all of the great holidays that are coming up. So we already had a webinar scheduled for the 3rd, and that was going to be Google, doing your Google ads. And so, but Ted and I agreed that instead of replacing the webinar on the 3rd, I'm going to add one in on the 24th. So my question for you on the call, if you could all please respond, We are debating, would you prefer the webinar on the 24th? Would you like it at 10 a.m. or keep it at this same time, 5 p.m.? Let us know. And we're going to take a look and see. Keep them coming. I'm hoping to get a response from everybody so that we can come up with a.
So far, we're neck and neck. Oops, up. 10 a.m. is ahead by a length. 10 a.m. is 2 lengths ahead.
All right. Well, keep them coming in so we'll know if, yeah, it looks like the 10 a.m. is that's what we were thinking anyway, was to do the 10 a.m. So, Ted, we don't have too many attendees on the call. That I don't know if you want to open it up.
Each of the any of the attendees can open up their microphone right now. If you have a question or a comment for Arba, please open up your microphone. You should be able to open it up from your stations.
Well, first, let me answer this one question. It says, I noticed that many emails have a copyright year at the bottom. Susie, can you expound upon that? I'm not sure I understand that question. Hopefully she has a mic, because that's the other thing too, is some people may not have a mic. So
yeah, I'm not sure what
yeah, she may not have. I don't really understand the question. I noticed that many emails have a copyright year at the bottom. Yeah, I don't know what that's all about either, because I don't know. I'm sorry, I can't understand the question. In the footer of mass emails, I see copyright year listed. Still not sure. Is there a specific like where is it coming from? Is that like a SCORE email you're talking about? Is it from a specific vendor or business? Yeah, she must not have a mic. MailChimp. Yeah, you said it right there. MailChimp. No, I'm not here to bash any other email marketing, but I can't answer that. I'm glad you said that. I don't know. Maybe that's a policy of MailChimp. So yeah, I don't know what that's all about. I'm not aware of Constant Contact putting copyrights, but I can tell you a little bit about. I'm not an expert on everything, but a little. Dale has his hand raised. That means you're going to answer that question, or you have another question.
Hopefully Dale can open up his mic.
Well, he raised his hand, but we don't hear you, Dale. If you're trying to talk, we don't hear you. But while we're waiting on Dale, what I do want to say about copywriting is that if you are using like your own images in your email and you're really like maybe doing some really getting creative with your content, by adding copyright to anything, what that does is it protects you, so that like if you see another email, you see somebody using that same email because it's like a really catchy email and it's your photos, then legally you can go after that person because you put copyright on your email, letting them know that that content and those images are protected. That's my thought.
Dale's mic should be open now.
Yeah.
Arbor, this is Dale. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Well, first of all, a great presentation as always, both you and Ted. And this topic is something that's going to be ongoing. My question or statement is, because this is so innovative, as well as it's a must-do action item. Is there a way that we can encourage participants to create a constant contact, um, exposure to their business, because it can still be very intimidating. Because it's so important that we encourage people to not just get the information, but to take action, to call the action like you had mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
And whether it be to vote on it or to just take it to the next level. There are many smart business and entrepreneurs, whether you're solo or otherwise, had great ideas, again, but they're still intimidated. But if they can put together a template,
Mm-hmm.
and then get feedback from yourself or their peers, I think it could go a long way with encouraging further participation, but more importantly, growing their business. Not to be a competition so much, even though I put that in the comments, but it's more of a collaboration to say, yes, I support you. Now I know about what message you're trying to get across, and now I'm more in tune to follow suit. And I know that was a lot to listen to, but those were my thoughts.
Yeah, actually, I'm glad that you did mention that, because I see that I didn't put it on the slide, but it is in the handouts that I mentioned to you, because I'm a certified constant contact partner, that they have all kinds of incentives. And I have that QR code, but it goes to the promotion page, but I didn't even follow my own examples. If you go to DIY digital promotions, I think that was what I set it up as. Constant Contact offers a free trial, which is really great. And I kind of, and I know where you're going with it, Dale, but I'm going to tell you it's like a little bit one better, is that if you do a trial and it doesn't, you don't have to put in your credit card, nothing. It's none of those things that, put in your credit card and you have to remember to remove it or whichever. But if you do a trial with if you sign up for a trial, then you'll get a phone call from one of their marketing coaches, and then they can help you to craft the right email for your particular industry. Because for SCORE to try to offer to do that is a heavy load, because I know that from all of the SCORE mentors, there's probably a handful of us that could really work with clients to do that. So I say go straight to the source and have a constant contact marketing coach work with you.
Okay, yeah, and whichever the case, because I think in many cases, and you guys and women do a great job of providing the information, but we get off the call and then we're like, okay, so what now? What? Or there's that apprehension to take the next step, and even as leaders and business owners, we're like, okay, maybe I'm not comfortable enough to take the next step. Not that you didn't do a good job. It's becoming of us as business owners and entrepreneurs to take that initial step. And I think that hand holding for the first 3 steps can go a long way. And it'll take everyone on the call, either if they're familiar with it, to the next level. If you're not familiar with it, it'll also take you to the next level.
I agree. And that was one of the reasons why before COVID, I was doing hands-on workshops at the community center.
Yes.
Because I knew that was needed. But, now we're in COVID, because I am more of a hands-on personal kind of trainer. And I love to do that type of thing. But I just think trying to do it in this format would be a little difficult. But I do totally agree that I started seeing the difference when I was able to actually have hands-on workshops.
Yeah, this is an action item. This is we can absorb all the information, but unless we put it on a calendar and say, okay, I'm going to contact you or constant contact directly, it doesn't give, the credence that it should. And as serious business owners, I think we have to try to be encouraging, even amongst our own peers that are on the call, to say, guess what? Let's take it to the next level.
Yeah. It looks like Bruce. Yeah, Bruce has a question.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Bruce.
Am I there?
Yes.
Okay. If I'm offering several different products and I have requests for item A from some people, item B from some people, other people, item C, and then somebody gets item A, B, and C, can I tag their information somehow so that I can send a bulk email to everybody who's interested in product or service A?
Most definitely. That's called segmentation. And there's a manual way to do it, and then there's like an automated way to do it. For instance, so just like you described a service A, service B, service C, or all of them, if you have the different call to actions in your email, then in your analytics, your email analytics, you will be able to see how many people, it's not just a number, it's very detailed. So it's not just a number of how many people. You'll be able to actually see who clicked on A, who clicked on B, who clicked on C. And then you can set up your analytics so that it buckets them, it segments them automatically. And then, yes, you can then do follow-up emails, and that is highly encouraged to the ones that clicked on the different things. That's a manual way to do it. And then there's automated automation that, you can have it do all of that stuff for you, the follow-up emails.
Sounds good.
The question, Donna says, after all this information, the obvious next question is, what does Constant Contact cost? I'd be interested to see some, type in some responses of what you think, how much you think it costs.
Free.
Well, yes, free. You can do the free for 60 days. You surely can. Anybody else? Give me a guess. No guesses? How about $20 a month? $20 a month, and you can get the majority of all of the services that I've mentioned. You would get the website, the social media. I don't have it here in front of me, what the breakdown is, but they have a $20 and a $45. I think the $45 one is the one that includes the marketing automation. But that's it. I'm telling you, they are getting very aggressive with the small businesses. And, $20 or $45, that's the choice. And you can't beat free. All right. I don't want this to sound like a sales pitch because I don't want to get in trouble. So let's see. In the footer, let's see. I want to make sure I'm answering these questions. Yep. William says, yep, the Constant Contact trial offer. So William says, use the Constant Contact trial offer, and that will give you both the practical application and feedback that you need from a certified email marketing coach. That's it. He's my what do you call my shoe? What do you call a sidekick that somebody that? Because he's one of my clients. Monkey Bruce, the Monkey Company has $1,200 per month. I have no idea what you're saying there. $1,200 per month, free. Okay, the Monkey Company. I'm sure he's talking about MailChimp. Any other questions before we before we wrap up or end up? Is that Bruce? I don't know if because Bruce and Dale both still have their hands up, but I don't know if that means that they still have some comments or questions.
I'm still here. I did not unmute my mic, but no more questions for me. But I do have a comment, if I can.
Oh, go ahead, unless it doesn't look like anyone else is.
I think that we have an opportunity to not only bring up, increase the knowledge base of our current entrepreneurs, but also do it at a younger level. And I would love to spearhead an opportunity where we bring young entrepreneurs into the fold, because school didn't start when we graduated from high school or college. It really starts while we in high school, and definitely before we get to college.
Well, Dale, you know I am not going to disagree with anything you're saying, because we need to collaborate on many levels. So
that's my sidebar. You know, I'm talking too much, but thank you so much. I'm gonna turn my mic off, and as always, a great presentation.
Thank you. Thank you.
One more quick question, if there's time.
Sure.
I have a lot of paper requests of people that are requesting information. I don't know where to put that. Do I need to have some type of spreadsheet that I put it into, or does it go right into Constant Contact, or where do I collect this information? What program do I need to use in order to start?
Well, my first question is, how did you acquire these paper forms?
We provide services, and when we provide a service, we put on there, would you like to receive information about our specials? And they respond back, yes, but I've never had any way to respond to them, any avenue, any conduit, any Constant Contact program. I never knew how to use it before.
Yeah. So going forward, do you have a website?
Yes.
Okay. So going forward, what everyone should do is have a simple sign up form on your website that you can pull up right there on your smartphone. And if you're able to get people to sign a live form, you know, then they should also punch in their information on your form. So that's what I would say going forward.
Correct.
Because just like the slide I said about trying to read handwriting and so forth. So at this point, you're going to have to bite the bullet and start entering. You would enter that into, if you chose to go with Constant Contact, you would start entering that into your database, into your contact list. You'd have to manually enter that in there, which also brings up a good point that with Constant Contact, you have several ways of getting your contacts into your list. You can enter them in by hand. You can create a spreadsheet. It's up to you whether if they're handwritten, you're going to have to type them out some kind of way. So either if you type them out in a spreadsheet and then import the spreadsheet, you could do it that way, or you could just bypass the spreadsheet and then type them all into Constant Contact. Because the good thing about Constant Contact is any contacts that you have in there, you can export it as a spreadsheet. So, you know, you
cool.
might as well just skip the spreadsheet stage. But in the case, if you do, for any of you that do have spreadsheets, or maybe you've used some other, maybe you have some other type of management system, contact management system, you can export out of that and import your contacts into Constant Contact. The other way, of course, is by creating a form on your website, or as I mentioned before, you can put a sign up. There's apps that you can add to your social media. let's see, all kinds of things. I'm trying to think of the ways to get your contacts into your database.
Super. Thank you.
Okay. I see some good things happening here in the chat. People are doing as you should be doing, using this opportunity to network, sharing each other's websites and phone numbers and so forth. Ted, I'm going to let you go ahead and wrap it up with what they're going to do next or receive and all that stuff.
And yes, I am here. I did brush my teeth in between, but in any event, thank you all for being a part of this presentation. Thank you to our presenter, Arba Cooper. As usual, a fine job, and all the information, very helpful information. We want to remind everyone that the recording of this session will be sent out tomorrow, and also a PDF copy of the slides. There is an evaluation. It's automatically generated by our event system, and it goes out to all those that attended today. We really, really would appreciate your going ahead and filling out the evaluation and returning it. We have 3 more webinars scheduled in October, and a full lineup of webinars for November. Please keep in mind that you can register for these webinars on our buffaloniagara.score.org website. If you go to the workshops webpage, go to the bottom of the web page, and you'll see all of them listed. So thank you for being with us tonight. Wish you all a good evening. Stay healthy, and look forward to having you at another SCORE webinar. Thanks, and good night.
Good night.